Hello everyone, welcome to Shelf by Shelf Part 11. This is where I go through a shelf of my books, unread books, and go through them, figure out what I have, read the first chapter, set them aside, or decide to unhaul them. This is a shelf of horror, sci-fi, fantasy, and these are all authors I have never read before. So I have other sci-fi, horror, fantasy shelves with multiple authors. So these are all single author books that I have never read before. So I'm actually going to pause and get these down so I can go through them. Okay, so I got the books down onto this shelf that's at the bottom here. That way I can kind of keep track of everything while I review them over the next week or so. So My Heart is a Chainsaw. I don't know anything about this book at all. This is by Stephen Graham Jones. Has very good reviews. So I think this is in the horror category. So I'm going to try a chapter of this because I've been wanting to and I just haven't yet. Same thing with The House in the Cerulean Sea. I believe this is fantasy. This is a caseworker in the department in charge of magical youth. At 40, he lives in a tiny house with a devious cat and his old records for company, but his quiet life is about to change. He is summoned. He has a classified assignment. He's going to an orphanage on a distant island to determine whether 6 dangerous magical children are dangerous. Okay, that sounds really fun. Yay. I'm going to try a chapter of that one. Tender as the Flesh. I've been wanting to read this one for a long time. I just haven't picked it up. This is by Augustina Baztrisha, and I believe this is horror. And I've heard this is a very disturbing book about people eating people. So looking forward to that one. This one I'm really excited about. This is a movie I watched many years ago that I absolutely love. This is about vampires. I love the movie. I thought it was amazing. So I have a feeling I'm going to really, really enjoy Let the Right One In by John Ajvedi Linguast. And let's see, this is 12-year-old Oscar is obsessed by the murder that's taken place in his neighborhood. Then he meets a new girl from next door. She's a bit weird, though, and she only comes out at night, sweeping top honors at film festivals. Yeah, I remember this movie was so good. And it's about a little girl who's a vampire. Spoilers. The Bloody Chamber. This is also horror by Angela Carter. This is a short little book, so easy to try a chapter of this. Wonderfully written book, ironical, cerebral, elegant. That sounds lovely. Distinguished by bold, inflected language and ornate, indeed often bloody imagery, its aesthetic agenda is a willful appropriation of the old tale and legends of the patriarchal, I can't read words, world. Okay, yeah, like what? This is Red Riding Hood, Bluebeard, Puss in Boots, Beauty and the Beast, Vampires, Werewolves. Okay, this is a collection of short stories. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to that. Been looking forward to that for a long time. The Girl with All the Gifts. I did start this one earlier this year. I didn't get very far. I liked it, but I think I was kind of in the mood of reading books I didn't like so I could get rid of them, or at least figure out if I didn't like them, so I can unhaul as many books as possible. So I was kind of like not picking this one up, even though this was a really nice book and I like the way it was written. This is about a zombie apocalypse, and it's like this prison full of zombie children that are being studied by the government. And it's mostly this little girl who's very gifted, and she's very special. And yeah, so I think I'm just going to continue on with this one because I was enjoying this one a lot. Dracula. I've been wanting to read Dracula for so long. Maybe I'll start this one. I have a feeling I'm going to really like this one. I think a lot of people really enjoy this book, so we'll see. Mythos by Stephen Fry. Yeah, I really want to read this. This is Greek mythology. I loved Greek mythology. I studied it in college. And I really, really do. I am really looking forward to reading this book, so I'm going to definitely try a chapter of that. Canticle for Lebowitz. This is, I started this book. I read the first couple chapters earlier this year, right when I bought the book. And it was a little complicated. It took a little bit to get into and really focus on this book. I can see why it's very famous. It's an old book. Let's see, how far did I get? Not too far. No, this bookmark's wrong. There's no way I only got to the first. No, I read at least like. Okay, we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to pick this one up. I might just have to set it aside for now. This book is just so famous and so well rated. Princess Bride. I don't know if I'll get to this. I really bought this book because I felt obligated to. Like, everyone has to read Princess Bride because it's so amazing. I didn't really love the movie. I know everyone's going to unsubscribe right now. I'm not a fan of this story, but maybe if I read the book, I can get into it, which is what I'm hoping. Yeah, we'll see about this one. I don't know how this is going to work out. This might be a set aside. Prestige. This is a movie that I watched years ago. I don't remember. Was it Hugh? No. Hugh Jackman was in it. I remember really liking this movie. The Prestige is about magicians battling each other. I do really, really want to start this book. Yes. Founder Side. I started this book a few months ago and I read a couple chapters of it. It was good. I was kind of enjoying it. So I think I'm either going to set this one aside or continue it. I haven't decided yet. So we'll see. Ancillary Justice. Oh, and what was this book about? This is about a thief. This is a girl. She's a thief. She has powers. And she's trying to get something. She's trying to steal some kind of artifact. And the beginning is her just breaking into this area. And she kind of demonstrates some of her cool powers in the first couple chapters. So yeah, it was interesting. Ancillary Justice. This book starts out with a cyborg, or not a cyborg. What is she? What is she? She's I don't remember. She's like a robot. She's some kind of robot that's been, maybe she's a ship. I think she's some kind of AI ship that's been around for a really long time. And she found her old commander who was really mean and cruel, but she's like dying, and she rescues her, which is really interesting, but I couldn't really get into it, but I do want to. Maybe I just wasn't in the mood. This is by Ann Leckie. So yeah, I think I'm gonna try to continue with this one. The Phantom of the Opera. This is such a pretty copy. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I want to jump into this one right now. Maybe I should. Maybe, I don't know. It's been on my shelf for so long, and I have never picked it up, but I probably should figure this one out. The House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski. I really should start this book. It had such incredible reviews when I bought it. It's so highly recommended by every single YouTuber in the entire world. I should just check it out. Yeah. Oh, it's heavy. How to Live Safely in a Science Fiction Universe. This is a young adult sci-fi book. Every day in Minor Universe 31, people get into the time machines and try to change the past. That's where Charles Yu, time travel technician, steps in. He helps save people from themselves, literally. When he's not taking client calls, Yu visits his mother and searches for his father, who invented time travel and then vanished. The key to locating his father may be found in a book. Oh, yeah, okay, I've been wanting to read this book. It's, that sounds really interesting. I don't know if I'll like the writing, though. Alone with You in the Ether by Olive Blake. I don't know why I have this book. I think I got this as a gift. I think I tried reading it and I just couldn't focus at all on it. I'm going to try it again. I don't think it's very well reviewed, but time to make a move on this book. The Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. No idea what this book is about. Young Fitz is, this is obviously a thrift store acquisition. Young Fitz is the bastard son of the noble prince Chivalry, raised in the shadows of the royal court by his father's gruff stableman. He's treated as an outcast by all royalty except for the devious King Shrewd, who has him secretly tutored in the arts of the assassin. Blah, blah, blah. Child raised. Barbarous. Okay, maybe I should just start this and see what happens. Purgatory Mountain. I got this one because it was highly recommended as a great sci-fi book. An interstellar craft is decelerating after a century-long voyage. It's destined Its destination is a now empty planet dominated by a conical mountain rising high above the atmosphere. The ship's crew of 5 hope to discover how the long-departed builders made such a colossal thing and why. Huh. That sounds like something I would enjoy. I love sci-fi. It's my favorite genre. Maybe I should start this one. Snow Crash. Okay, so I read Ready Player One. I liked it. And then I reread it a couple years ago, and I thought it was just trash. But then I heard that it was just a version of Snow Crash, which is substantially better, by Neil Stephenson. And I started reading it, and I read like the first 3 or 4 chapters, and I liked it. It was interesting. It was a little complicated. It was kind of difficult to follow. It's very fast. The language is very fast. So I do want to continue with this one because I was really enjoying this. I like the idea of Ready Player One. I just didn't like the book the second time. On the rereading, I just kind of called bullshit on it. But I do want to read Snow Crash. Okay, moving along. Uprooted by Naomi Novik. I don't know anything about this. This is obviously sci-fi. Fantasy. Ooh, it's recommended by Ursula K. Le Guin and Lev Grossman and Gregory Maguire and every single author of science or of fantasy that ever existed recommends this book. Look at that. This must be really great. Okay, well then I probably should check it out. Looks like magic. This was odd. I bought this because it had the words Doctor Who on it and Douglas Adams. Look at that. But it's also written by someone called James Gross. So, but it's a story by David Fisher. Who wrote this book? What is this about? I did start it when I bought it, and I couldn't get into it. I just really could not focus on this book. So this is definitely time to make a decision on this one. I guess it's the world. It's the Doctor Who saga written by James Gross, based on a story. That is so confusing. Okay, David Fisher wrote for Doctor Who. That's why. And why is Douglas Adams' name on this book? I have no idea. Okay, well, that's definitely one to review. Hyperion. This was recommended by some booktuber that said it was definitely a must-read science fiction. On the world called Hyperion, beyond the reach of galactic law, waits a creature called the Shriek. There are those who worship it, there are those who fear it, and there are those who vow to destroy it. In the Valley of Time tombs, where huge brooding structures move backwards through time, the Shriek waits for them all. What am I getting myself into? On the eve of Armageddon. Every single one of these books in this stack have very complex plots. I don't know if I can do this. I need to throw in some litfic. Entire galaxy at war, 7 pilgrims set forth on a final voyage to Hyperion, seeking the answers to the unsolved riddles. I think like one of these books is enough for a month. Okay, well, we'll see about this one. I don't know if I'm going to pick that one up. Solaris, it looks like a quick little book by Stanislav Lem. It has mixed reviews, but I've been wanting to read this. When psychologist Chris Clev arrives at the planet Solaris to find the ocean that covers its surface, he finds himself confronting a painful memory embodied in the physical likeness of a past lover. What? Kelvin learns that he is not alone in this, and that other crews examine the planet are plagued with their own repressed and newly real memories. Oh. The ocean may be a massive neural center creating these memories. Cool. Okay, yeah, I think I want to try that. That's bizarre. Okay, Gideon the Ninth. I got this for my birthday last year. Lesbian neuromancers explore a haunted Gothic palace in space. This is science fiction fantasy. Solar system of swordplay, cutthroat politics, lesbian neuromancers. I mean, I've heard such incredible things about this book. I don't know if I'm going to get to it, but I do want to read this at some point. Watership Down is supposed to be the greatest book ever written of all time. I tried reading it, but then it was about rabbits. So I had a hard time with the first chapter, and I just ended up putting it... I almost got rid of this book, but then I ended up not getting rid of it. I decided to try it again, and then I just never have. I should just figure this one out. This has been on my shelf forever, but everyone just says it's the best book in the world. Night Watch, and this is by Sergei Litvinenko. This is definitely a problematic author. This is a very pro-Kremlin, pro-Putin author who has definitely been canceled in literature. But I did watch Night Watch when I was little, not little, like years ago when it came out. It's an old movie, and I was obsessed with it. And I do not believe in canceling authors without reading their books. I do want to at least check this one out, just because it is based on a movie I thought was really bonkers. I don't know if I'll end up even reading this or whether I'll just get rid of it. I do want to try it though. And I didn't buy this book from the author. I bought this from a thrift store, so I was supporting a thrift store when I purchased it, not the author. The Ministry of the Future by Kim Stanley Robinson. This is science fiction. It's recommended by Barack Obama. I have no idea what it's about. The Ministry for the Future is a masterpiece of the imagination, using fictional eyewitness accounts to tell the story of how climate change will affect us all. Its setting is not a desolate post-apocalyptic world, but a future that is almost upon us. Chosen by Barack Obama as one of his favorite book of the year, this extraordinary novel from visionary science fiction writer Kim Stanley Robinson will change the way you think about the climate crisis. Okay, kind of interested. I don't know. It is recommended by everyone. We'll see. Maybe check this one out. I don't know. Axiom's End. I bought this because the cover was so pretty. It's book 1 of some series, Nomania series. It is the fall of 2007. A well-timed leak has revealed that the U.S. government might have engaged in first contact. Ooh, I love First Contact. Okay, it's doing everything she can to avoid the whole mess, since the force driving the controversy is her whistleblower father. Even though Cora hasn't spoken to him in years, his celebrity has caught the attention of the press, the internet, and the paparazzi. Okay. I do want to read this. I really was very attracted by this cover, so I bought this at the thrift store. Most of these books were $1, so if I end up DNFing them, I think very few of these books I bought new. Outlander book 1. I started reading this. I liked it. It was very long. I didn't end up finishing it. I think maybe I'll read some more of this book. I think I'm going to like this. I mean, it's really well written. It's interesting, engaging. The Spear Cuts Through Water. I think I also started this book. This is by Simon Jimenez. The people suffer under the centuries-long rule of the Moon Throne, the royal family, this despotic emperor and his monstrous sons. I don't know if I'm gonna read this now or wait. This was hard for me to follow, but I've been in such a reading slump. I'm not anymore, but I was earlier this year, and I had such a hard time. This is why I actually started this whole shelf by shelf challenge, was because I was in a reading slump, and I kept picking up these books that were highly recommended on YouTube, and I just could not even focus on the first chapter. And that's most of the books in this pile are in that category. But I did buy this one new, because for a while I was just buying like anything that people said was amazing on YouTube. I was just buying it. So this was one of them. Yeah, so maybe I'll read that one. Anyway, so stay tuned for part 12 of this reading challenge, this shelf by shelf reading challenge, and I'll let you know which books were terrible, which books were incredible, which ones I can't put down, which ones I'm just not in the mood for right now but going to keep, and which books I'm just going to get rid of. Thank you for watching.